I know that's Travis's boy, but that was terrible.
Yeah, it was. You know, I always
Who's in the building, Jason?
I don't know.
You know, I always ride with Drew Brees, but that was a rough game for him.
I don't know why.
I can't ever see who's here.
Until they comment, I can't see either.
On either.
We do this every week, guys.
Won't be open for me to talk. Yeah, Miss Peavy.
Hey, Miss
Peavy.
We do this every week. Until they comment, we won't know. We do this every week, guys.
Yeah.
This is the new normal.
No, I thought you had a way of seeing.
Nah, you ask me this every week, and I tell you until they comment, I can't see nothing.
Mr. Peavy and Miss Peavy in the building. I bet they ain't in the same room though.
Hey, it still counts.
Evidently, I've set it up so we're supposed to be streaming live on Facebook and on YouTube.
Miss Peavy sitting in the break room. Miss Peavy sitting in the great room. Mr. Peavy sitting in his office upstairs. She said they together. They together today.
Yeah, it's on YouTube.
Well, no, I'm just.
Mr. Peavy said he ate in the doghouse today, Jason.
Oh, yeah?
Tom, what's up, Tom?
What's going on?
My man. Tom, I came by there to see you the other day, but I was too late. They said you'd already left. They said I got to swing by there during the daytime. Hey, Brittany Vadner. Jerry is in the building. We're going to talk about Tom Herman. I'm glad Jerry's in the building.
No, you about to put that man back in the hospital. About, something crazy.
The lowly Texas job. Nobody wants to be in Texas. Wasn't in there a hot minute. I just see what Sarkisian won't last 3 years. He'll be on the hot seat after this season. Yeah, everybody glad to see Jerry. Everybody glad to know Jerry's on here. I'm gonna talk about him. I'm gonna talk about it today, Jerry. If you on here, you free game, just like everybody else.
Well, it's probably making Jerry feel. You're probably making Jerry feel better because he ain't got to watch that.
From Charleston, Mr. Butler, how you
Vanderbilt jersey.
Hey, I'm not at the house today. I'm up here in Black Mania.
Because
you know the inauguration gonna be tomorrow, so Black said we need to come on up here and get ready, just in case something's gonna jump off.
Again, as I said, Jerry's probably pleased. He ain't got to see that jersey.
So me and Black up here chilling, drinking ambrosia. We ready to start, Jay? Are we close enough?
I mean, you can roll whatever you're ready.
Let's do it. Hey, welcome to Straight from the Hip. I'm your host, Coach Gerald Boo Mitchell, coming to you live from Black Mania in the building, in the throne room. Can y'all see that? Can y'all see all the look at that back there? That's beautiful, ain't it? The throne room of Black Mania, baby. There's something else up here. Anyway, in the building with me are Mr. Jason Allen. What up,
Jay? What's going on, man?
Jay, can you hear
me? We hear you.
Yeah.
Oh, Jay reserved today. Travis, talk to your boy. Holla at your boy, Travis.
Hey, guys. How's everybody?
All right, Jay, what we got? What we going to talk about today?
Well, I'm letting Travis go ahead and run it. I mean, I didn't watch no games this weekend, so I can't tell you nothing about nothing.
Okay, well, we'll start with the NFL.
Come on, Travis, what we got?
We'll start off. How about we start off with the lonesome losers, the Browns, and the Kansas City Chiefs. Chiefs pick up the victory. first off, what did you guys see? And then we'll kind of get into I think most people want to know, Coach, at least what you guys are thinking about, the Patrick Mahomes situation. But what did you guys see first off?
Well, first of all, I saw the Browns being the Browns. Let me tell you what's funny. Joe Fleischer and I had a little conversation at that time. Joe said, well, I know we're not probably going to win, but I just want us to play good. I just want us to keep it close. How Cleveland Brown is that? I mean, it's amazing to me how these jokes have these. That's what you're saying before the game even starts. I mean, you're already planning on losing, and you're already going to be content with a loss. Then Sam Kingsbury, who's supposedly another big-time Cleveland Brown fan, they both watching the game with Cleveland Browns is on. I mean, just being a true Brown. True Brown had, they think they won the Brown Mafia, all this other bullshit. And then Sam is out there, well, famous words, and I had to get him on it. Hey, wait till next year. Wait till next year. I said, yeah, that's what your ass said about this year. That's exactly what your ass said about this year.
Hey,
I mean,
to be fair,
when is that no longer good?
To be fair though, let's credit the fact that this is the first time they've made the playoffs in a long time. So the wait till next year from last year was pretty good, right? And they did win a playoff game. So they're showing progress. They're building on it.
Travis, I mean, just by the odds alone, you're going to make the playoffs, 32 years or whatever the hell it was that they did. I mean, really? Are y'all going to get that excited? You make the playoffs once every 32 years, and now, I mean, I heard they're about to damn tear up Cleveland, riding and stuff over making the damn playoffs. Seriously? Is that what it takes? I mean, that's what gets me. You should be expected to make the playoffs. I tell you what, if they don't make the playoffs, then all the players go out there and let them go out there with no shirt on and let everybody whoop their ass with a whip or something if they don't make it. I mean, you act like it's okay when they don't make it. We can't do anything. When they do make it, oh my God, let help the. Is that how it works? Yeah, be shit.
No, I mean, I think, and I don't want to bury the lead, but I think this weekend was the showing of all the quarterbacks with some swag and some confidence won this week. All the quarterbacks that kind of have been simulating that swag and confidence this week all took L's. I mean, if you look up and down every matchup, but particularly speaking to Baker, that last drive where they got the ball, like, I don't know if the coach was anticipating that, hey, if we don't get this drive work out, with no Patrick Mahomes in the game, we know we're going to get the ball again. But it was like 5-6 minutes left, and the play calls he had at that point was atrocious. I think even at one point, I think I might have texted you guys and was like, why is Nick Chubb not in the game here? And Nick Chubb had some costly drops. Don't get me twisted now. But Chubb was averaging like 5 yards a carry that game. Like, Chubb had lanes and he had places to run. So why not have him and Hunt on the field at the same time? But Chubb in the backfield, Hunt out a receiver, which they did at a lot of points during the game, and make the Chiefs have to spread out and cover all of that. I just didn't like. I don't know if Kevin Stefanski nutted up for those last ones, or he just assumed that they were going to get the ball back again. I don't know what it was, but that might have been some of the worst play calling I've seen in that situational football because, and Coach, correct me if I'm wrong, if you're in this 5-minute drill where you got to score to take the lead, you're trying to drain as much time off the clock, but also make sure you put the ball in the end zone. I don't feel like they did either one of those things on that drive at all. So I don't know if that was just felt limitations with Baker, or he was trying to, because it was like a lot of safe throws. It seemed like that was the call, or maybe Baker had nutted up, but Baker had completed a long third down, I think, of the series before that. So I don't even know what the head coach's mindset was. And then you flip on the other side, you see Andy Reid with the utmost confidence in the preparation and his staff, because there's no way I'm taking a backup quarterback on 3rd and 14 and I'm letting him throw the ball. I'm probably handing that off. I'm probably going to give it to the running back and say, hey, get what you can get down. We'll punt it, let our defense handle it. But instead, you let the Joker go drop back the pass, finds the lane, runs for 13, then 4th and 1 or 4th and inches. Hell yeah, you go for it. I mean, at the end of the day, they had already schemed up the situations and put that backup quarterback in a position that, hey, we are going to make these throws very, very predictable, very, very dictated, and we're going to scheme players open for you to be successful. You literally saw the polar opposite of coaches in that situation. Stefanski, a new young head coach, nutted up. Andy Reid, the constant veteran, was like, nah, we planned for this and we prepared for this, and it showed in the execution. So I hate to say it, Cleveland Browns fans, like, the coach failed you on this one. Like, I don't know if that's a running theme in Cleveland or what, but the coach got you again.
Dude, I remember, Jason, because we were all texting, me, you, and Travis, and there was like 8 minutes and 5 seconds left in the game. And you said, if Baker don't pull this out, I'm done with him. Because he got plenty of time to go down the field and score. And I said, well, we got to see what the defense is going to do, though. Is the defense going to nut up? Because I was worried about because Cleveland's defense hold up, which they didn't hold up either. But I didn't have no faith in Baker going down doing nothing. I'm telling you that right now. None.
Absolutely.
I mean, I'd probably, and this is going to be bad, and I hate to say this because I know it's going to go to his head. I probably would have had more faith in Travis taking the team down in them last 8 minutes and scoring.
I don't know about that. I'm not going to agree with that on that one. I would have been probably taking 3 sacks. But, with 8 minutes to go and you got all the momentum, Mahomes is out, right? You had just scored to cut the lead. You get a really nice interception. You got to find a way to at least kick a field goal, right? Even if you don't score the touchdown and you get a 4-minute drive and you kick a field goal and then you put the pressure back on Chad Henne and the Kansas City offense, at least you've cut the lead. A touchdown, of course, is most ideal, but sometimes you just can't, right? You just got to kick the field goal, but you got to come down. You got to get back points on that one. And like you said, Jay, I don't know if that was Stefanski just, kind of nutting up, like you said, not calling good plays, or Baker just not executing, or just a combination of both. But those last 8 minutes just did not work for Cleveland, and that was kind of the deciding factor because they had everything that you would want, right? Momentum, ball. Patrick Mahomes, is on the sidelines and he's not coming back. If you do score, it's down to the backup to score at least a tying field goal or whatever. Like, you had everything you could ever ask for right there, and they just couldn't get it done.
Well, I mean, I don't know if you go down and take the field goal there. I think you got to go touchdown and bust in that situation. And I'm going with, now you're right, they got it back at 8 minutes, but by the time they were in that crunch, it was about 4 or 5 minutes left in the game. So, I mean, like, I think you got to go take I understand taking the points, but, like, again, it's the same scenario. Like, unless you're playing with the anticipation you getting the ball back, right, you got to go touchdown and bust there. But I did think. I guess here's the conversation that needs to be had in Cleveland then. And I know Coach already gave his ranking last week, but I'm under the ideology that Baker's the worst quarterback in that division right now. Not saying that he's not – I mean, I think he's a better thrower than Lamar, but I think Lamar's a better quarterback or athlete or player altogether. I know Big Ben is shot, but Ben still put up crazy numbers without a run game and no assistance from his running backs. I think Joe Burrow's already better than Baker Mayfield. I mean, Cleveland got to really start thinking about that. Like, they'll get a pass because, let's say, Ben retires and they'll put some bum in Pittsburgh to play for a couple of years. But Baker Mayfield can shape out in 3 years, be the worst quarterback in his division easily. And you spent the first round on this dude, overall and et cetera. And 3 years from now, he can be the worst quarterback. I mean, I don't know if Cleveland fans, I keep talking about, next year. I'm looking at it and going, this was your best shot. You had this was your moment.
Yep.
This was your Buster Douglas, and you just straight got knocked out. Like, so I don't see the optimism that Cleveland is seeing because I'm looking at Lamar being better than them, I'm looking at Joe Burrow being better than them, and I figure once Pittsburgh gets rid of Ben and they groom a quarterback, he's probably gonna be better than Baker.
Yep.
I don't know any other team with the fourth best quarterback in a division that's going to win Super Bowls or going deep in the playoffs.
I agree. Yeah, I don't know if I'm ready to call him the fourth best quarterback, right? You know, everyone knows I'm a Bengals fan. I like what I saw out of Joe Burrow, but we only saw 10 games, right? So I do want to see more. But let's also face the facts that Baker's still under his rookie contract, so they're able to sign some of these, you know, higher end defensive players that they have. They do have a solid defense for another year or so, and then they're going to have to pay Baker Mayfield at least slightly above average quarterback play because he's a slightly above average quarterback. At least that's what they think, right? So they're going to lose talent off of that defense and that offense that really helps Baker Mayfield and that team, you know, perform. They're going to have to lose some quality guys because they're going to have to pay Baker Mayfield.
What's your thoughts, Coach?
We're going to talk, Kevin Mitchell, we talk about who's going to go to Super who we think is going to win the game this weekend in a minute. But let me just say this real quick about Cleveland Browns. You still got the Odell Beckham deal. I mean, what's going to happen when Odell comes back? You know, I mean, Odell about like Kyrie Irving. You don't know what the hell's going to happen when Kyrie comes back. You don't know what the hell's going to happen when Odell comes back. So don't forget about that. Back to number one. Or the worst quarterback, I mean, bet money right now. If anybody's going to bet me, Roethlisberger going to bring his fat ass back. And who thinks Roethlisberger ain't going to bring his Santa Claus looking ass back for another year?
He's coming back.
And the bottom line, he's going to do it because he's looking at Aaron Rodgers still out there. He's looking at Tom Brady still out there. They probably got at least one more year at least with them. And he knows that if he doesn't try to stay and bring his numbers up, as soon as he retires, he's probably going to be around number 10 on the all-time list for anything. And he got to have at least one more year to try to stockpile some stats just so that he can still be on the front page when you're looking at the all-time list, because Deshaun Watson and Mahomes and all these jokers gunning for him. And they'll be answering his ass in about 2 years. So Roethlisberger's coming back. I guarantee you he's coming back.
I agree.
Breeze is on the bubble. Guys, I'm tired of seeing. They even brought in Jameis Winston to throw the ball because Breeze can't throw the ball past him. I mean, that's why they brought him to run a trick play with Jameis up at wide receiver just so they can throw the ball damn 30 yards down the field. I mean, Breeze can't do that anymore. I mean, when is it going to be that, hey, dude, he cannot do this anymore, go in another direction? And it shouldn't be up to him. It should be up to damn coach and the GM or whoever. They act like we got to sit and let Drew Brees decide what he's going to do. Man, I'd be like, hey, dog, I got you. Don't worry about it. I mean, we good. Don't come back next year. I mean, dude, it's time for some of these old dogs to sit down. I've been talking about this about 3 years now. That whole bunch need to sit their ass down somewhere. Matthew Stafford, too. This clown here in Atlanta needs to sit his ass down somewhere. I mean, guys, it's time. It's time for a changing of the guard at quarterback. Let these guys, Phillip Rivers, they holding their breath in Indianapolis trying to figure out what he's going to do. Man, tell that joke going to retire. He said he wanted to coach high school football. Man, I would go down there and I would put turf on that field so that he could have that to coach on. I mean, buy him a damn football field, let him go out there and coach his boy. I mean, let's do that and then end all this bullshit.
Absolutely.
All
yes.
right. Michael Jackson said, come on, man, Trent Dilfer is a Super Bowl winner. Yes, Michael, I'm glad you went 20 years in the past to find a quarterback that may possibly
this man said Trent
quarterback in this division. And we know damn well the defense in the NFL was completely different 20 years ago than it is now. The Baltimore Ravens team defensively would not be able to do half the shit they did 20 years ago. So yes, when you could just do 3 yards in a cloud of dust and win a Super Bowl, that was great. Now you need your quarterback to actually, do a thing called make plays and run the offense. Like that's more what's going on here. That was more to my point that most people who are the 4th best quarterback in their division are not going to be in the Super Bowl. But again, yes, 20 years ago is your example, or I guess 18 years with Brad Johnson. Yes, do the outliers to make a point. Thank you. That works.
Right. And Trent Dilfer, right now, Trent Dilfer is a bartender on the east side of Baltimore right now somewhere. So ain't nobody talking about no damn Trent Dilfer, Michael Jackson.
And then being funny, because I just looked up the 2000 and the 2000 conference. I guess the AFC North wasn't really a thing. It was the AFC Central. And Tim Couch was in that conference. I'd say Dilfer's better than Tim Couch. Since you remember who your Cincinnati quarterback was then, Travis?
2000?
Yeah.
That had to have been around Akili Smith.
Yep, Akili Smith. I think Trent Dilfer's better than him too. So again, my point still remains, Michael Jackson, that he wasn't the worst quarterback in his division and he won a Super Bowl. So continue on with the show, guys.
Yeah, Cincinnati had 3 quarterbacks that year, as usual.
Let me guess, bad, and worst, right?
Damn Skippy.
There you go. Well, you brought him up, so we'll you brought up Drew Brees. We'll head to the Saints and the Bucks. First off, I would just like to take a moment of silence for Drew Brees. I think he's gone. So as everyone knows, I'm a Purdue fan, so I'm going to take a 2-second moment of silence for Drew Brees' career because I think we all know it's done.
Dude, it needs to be done. He ain't getting no moment of silence from me. Get your ass out of here, Drew Brees. That's what you get from me. Ain't nobody giving him no moment of silence. Man, we got a damn show to do.
I gave him a moment of silence. Everyone knows I've been a lifelong Drew Brees fan.
Well, I ain't giving him shit. He need to get on up out of there.
Anyway, we'll move on. First, do you think that, of course, one prominent individual that wasn't playing for the Saints was Taysom Hill, right? They run a lot of gadget plays through him. Do you think if he would have played, do you think that could have made any type of difference for the New Orleans Saints? And what did you guys see with Brady and the Bucks having a really good comeback? I thought their defense stepped up very well, especially in the second half to shut down the Saints offense. What did you guys see there?
First of all, Travis, I told you about that little word that you used, that little 2-letter word that's got all that power. If was a 5th, we'll all be drunk. So I don't want to hear about no if Taysom Hill and if this and if that. We're going to talk about the game as it was. Okay. And the bottom line is that I think I'm the one who picked. I don't know if Jason picked Tampa Bay to where I think me and Jason picked Tampa Bay. You picked New Orleans, if I remember correctly.
I did go with New Orleans. You are correct on that one.
So, I mean, the bottom line is that, dude, everything went just like I planned. Everything went just as I expected it to. I mean, I'll be honest with you, it was a little bit harder than I thought it was going to be. I didn't think that Tampa Bay was even going to have to come back the way that they did to win the game. Because Drew Brees is shot. I mean, I saw a couple throws he made where, 2, 3, 5 years ago, I mean, the receivers were having to come back on every ball to get the ball that Drew Brees threw. And, I mean, he just doesn't have it anymore. And for anybody to even think he should be allowed to make that decision to come back, I mean, now you're not operating the way that you should. Because Stevie Wonder could see that Drew Brees need to go. I mean, he got to go. I mean, at the end of the day, when you can't throw a damn 15-yard out, it's time to go. I mean, in the NFL, that is one of the biggest throws that you have to make, I mean, multiple times a game. And he can't make it one time. I mean, you can see the frustration. Even Alvin Kamara. I mean, Kamara normally kind of cool and quiet. He said, hey, bottom line is this. We turned the ball over 4 times. And I mean, 3 of them were interceptions from Breeze.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like, I mean, I don't give a crap who you are. If you turn the ball over 4 times in a playoff game, ain't no way in the hell you're going to win. So, I mean, how in the world we expecting to win? Turn the ball over 4 times. I mean, and that's it. I mean, let Alvin Kamara decide whether or not Drew Brees needs to go. I guarantee his ass be on the bus tonight. Because Alvin Kamara, you can tell he's frustrated. He's like, dude, we got to do something about this quarterback thing because it ain't working.
Yeah, I mean, just to kind of second what Coach is, and then we'll answer Michael Jackson's response that, I'm telling me that Peyton Manning wasn't the best quarterback when he won. Hear what I'm saying, Michael, because you're not hearing what I'm saying. I said the 4th best quarterback in a division typically does not win the Super Bowl. When Peyton Manning won, you got to realize that it was worse quarterbacks in his division, one of which was the Oakland Raiders quarterback, Mike McLaughlin or whatever, who was a former Penn State quarterback. He was the quarterback for the Raiders in that division. So Peyton, at the very least, was number 3, which means my rule still holds true. So that's one. That goes to the Drew Brees thing. Peyton Manning was a better quarterback than some of those guys that was probably more talented with the arm at that point of his career. But he was a better quarterback because mentally he knew where to place the ball and didn't throw the ball and turn over the ball in big situations. That year, if you recall, when they ran through the playoffs, it wasn't because of defense in the run game, but Peyton maintained and did not make mistakes because he was a professional, intelligent quarterback. Drew Brees is a professional, intelligent quarterback, but we just saw him throw 3 picks. 2 picks, which were because of lack of arm strength. So it made sure that he did not play to his strengths in that game. So Drew Brees did not play well because he didn't do the things that Peyton would have done. If Drew Brees probably would have done that, they probably win this game if Drew Brees protected the ball better. Because they were up by 10 points for most of the game from what I saw and read. So, again, it goes to that point again is that Drew Brees did not play with confidence, and Drew Brees looked like he had lost his zip on the ball. I know Mr. Butler said Brady's passes wasn't accurate, but Brady still looked like he still had some zip on the ball, surprisingly enough.
He did.
It looked like Brady still had a little bit in there. So Brees is, again, like we talked about, bringing in Jameis and all this stuff, and they've been doing this all year. They've been protecting Drew Brees from throws that I think Sean Payton thinks that he can't make very well anymore. I think even on this show, we talked about a lot of his throws now are getting closer to the middle of the field now and less to the outsides like he used to. Like Drew Brees used to have one of the better 15 and out route throws. He used to be great at it with the timing, but it seems like he's getting more and more compacted in. So, like I said, shout out to him. He's going to retire this year. It's well-deserved, great career. The point being is that Drew Brees no longer can make all the NFL throws, and they still put a game plan in place asking him to make all the NFL throws, which wasn't smart. And I think that was the biggest difference in that game was Brees was doing things he wasn't great at, and Brady was doing things that he's phenomenal at, which they kind of did shorten up the game for Brady, and we didn't see all the deep throwing all over the yard stuff they saw all the other off season. Regular season. So again, my hat's off to Drew Brees, but my hat's more off to Tom Brady. Like, do you think New England's still looking around like, damn, we could have probably got one more year out of him?
Yeah, I agree. Michael Jackson, let me ask you a question, or your comment rather. You said running the ball and defense can still win. I asked you then, why in the hell aren't the Ravens still in this thing? Because that's all they do. So I want to hear that bullshit. Well, wait a minute. Help me with that, Michael Jackson. Tell me where Lamar is right now. Man, ain't nowhere in the world.
Right, they shortened his
route.
They
did shorten the route.
Yeah, they played to his strength. That's what we're saying. But he was still a better quarterback than the Raiders quarterback at that time because he was.
But shortening the route doesn't help you. Shortening the route doesn't help you when it's 3rd and 15 because you took a sack or whatever the case may be. That's if everything's on schedule, then you're fine. But what happens when you get off schedule and get behind the chains? And now you got to have somebody that can throw a 15-yard out. And it wasn't him then, and it ain't Brees now.
I will say
Lamar got hurt.
Okay,
we'll get to Lamar. We'll get to him in a minute.
We'll head to the Ravens game in just 30 seconds. I will say it also doesn't help that at least 2 of those interceptions that Drew Brees threw went right through the hands of Jared Cook. So they were on, like, I know Drew Brees technically threw the interception, right? But not everything was on, at least those 2 interceptions was not completely on him.
Well, you can say that same thing like Jason said earlier about Chubb. Chubb dropped several of Baker Mayfield balls that could have been big plays if he had caught them. I mean, there you go, that if again. Bottom line is, when you see his percentage, it don't say nothing about no drop passes by. It says he threw 38%, period. It don't say, oh, they dropped 6 of them. It said 38%. So deal with it. Part of the game.
And it would be Jared Cook that dropped a lot of those passes too. Right?
You are correct. You are correct.
Okay. Well, we will head to the Ravens game, where the Ravens lost. What was
Thank God.
17-3 in a snoozer of a game for anyone that watched it. Yes, Lamar Jackson did go out at the end of the 3rd quarter, beginning of the 4th. Got knocked out with a concussion and did not come back. So we do hope he feels better. But to be honest with you, Lamar really wasn't doing anything the first 3 quarters. I don't think it was going to make a difference, right?
Don't say that to these people, Travis, because they'll tell you, well, Derrick Henry would have got one more carry. He'd have broke for 40, so we don't know that. We don't know.
The
whole game.
Dude, that game was so painful to watch. I mean, I wrote into the NFL, and I told them that when we have our meeting, I got to go up there for all the meetings they have, since I'm going to be the next commissioner of the NFL. And I told them, I said, we got to get them off TV. I mean, we got to have it where it's pay-per-view or something, like only the people who want to watch that shit will pay to watch it. Because whenever he's playing, dude, it is painful to watch. It is painful to watch. I mean, I can't, man. I flipped the channel for a little while, started watching Little House on the Prairie on A&E Network or something, because it was terrible watching that damn game.
Well, I'm going to say this. I know a lot of people have been giving Greg Roman, the offense coordinator for the Ravens, a lot of heat, which rightfully he deserves. I think this is something to be said about, I'm going to bring up the evil man's name, the Colin Kaepernick thing, where everybody's like, oh, he can't play quarterback anymore. Look at his numbers. He sucked, blah, blah, blah. Greg Roman was Colin Kaepernick's offensive coordinator too. Yep. And at a certain point with Greg Roman, he does not develop quarterbacks to that next step and that next level. So the issue we're seeing here with Lamar Jackson is that, all right, you crafted this offense around his ability. So you made the throws that he can make. You put that primarily into it. You scheme to get things open closer to the middle of the field because that's what he's better at throwing at. You try to make it so that you can get him out on the edge, use his athletic ability. The issue is now that, as you know and everybody knows, as you get into the playoffs, defenses do a better job of containing typically. Now that takes away 1/3 of your playbook where you can't get Lamar to the edge. Now you're stuck with him having to be a pure pocket passer, but it's not going to be delegated off, quote unquote, the fear of his athleticism. So those linebackers get a little deeper. Those safeties can come up a little closer. And then these windows get smaller and smaller for Lamar Jackson. With him not being such a pure passer and accurate passer to begin with, you're starting to see in these moments with him, he gets indecisive with the ball. And so when I'm looking through this game and I'm watching it, that's the biggest thing I'm starting to feel and see is that Lamar doesn't know where to go with the ball immediately when the first 1 or 2 options aren't there anymore. And then with him not being able to get out to the edge, he's not being able to even make the plays outside of the pocket. So what you're literally seeing with Lamar is that either 2 things are going to have to happen. Either you're going to have to get a new offensive coordinator in there that can work with this skill set and develop it, or Lamar's going to have to learn how to get comfortable sitting in the pocket and winning games from that position. I don't know if either one's going to happen. I think the Ravens are going to roll it back again and see if they can get lucky and maybe give him a better big time. I know everybody keeps saying get him a better big time receiver. Yeah, that's cool. You can get him whoever you want, but if he can't get the ball to the guy, it don't really matter. And everybody's like, well, look how Stephon Diggs is done with Josh Allen. That's everybody's comparison. Stephon Diggs with Josh Allen. Look how that did. Look how that worked out. And okay, maybe that will work for Lamar Jackson. I just don't see Josh Allen still had a comfort in the pocket that I've never seen from Lamar Jackson since college, even till now. So you still got to fix that issue, him getting comfortable. And some of those throws, I mean, that pick six, like, man, you saw that dude coming in a mile away. Like, I don't know what Lamar was looking at. I know he was just probably just trying to force it to Andrews. But the point is that you can't make that play in that situation in a close game. You better off taking the points. Something is better than giving up an interception there. So I think that's the issue right there. I think Lamar's with the guys that are teaching him, they need to probably get a new voice in there, offensive coordinator or quarterback coach wise, that can speak to him and develop him one more step. Because right now, I think this is what he's going to be if they don't get somebody in to help him.
Well, Jay, I would just add to that. He doesn't trust himself. You know, he doesn't ever throw the ball on time. Like, you know, throw it before the receiver comes out of the break like a lot of these other guys do. He waits until he thinks the guy's wide open to try to get the ball in there. Well, by that time, especially good defenses, they've already sniffed it out, see what's coming, and then jumping the route or doing whatever. That's what happened on the pick six, you know. So like I said, I mean, at the end of the day, until he learns to trust himself, and I don't think he thinks that you know, his arm is what it needs to be. I mean, he still throws the ball very immaturely, you know, to be a pro quarterback, and it's just they got to continue to work on that. So I'm not going to go over too much more about what you said because, like I said, we're hitting on the same line right there.
Well, Michael Jackson had a good comment on that one, Coach. What do you think about that? He's talking about the receivers.
I need Michael Jackson to sit his ass down somewhere. Has to admit the guys couldn't get off the line. But yeah, that's part of it. Oh, there's no doubt about that. I agree with you there. But let me say this to you, Michael Jackson. All year long, the wide receivers hadn't been having to get off the line. Because every time they get off the line, Lamar Jackson taking it and running. And if you don't think that has an effect on the wide receivers, where they feel like, man, I'm getting off the line and running, I'm wide ass open. And every time I turn around and look for the ball, he done tucked the ball and damn near downfield as far as I am. And I'm telling you that has a big effect on your wide receivers. I'm just going to tell you that right now from playing the position. I can tell you that. Especially those defenses they got in the NFL.
He said we just described Matt Ryan not being comfortable, and I guess not being comfortable in the pocket and seeing the field. Well, you know,
that's true too. I submit to that. You right about that too. That jackass.
Travis, you got anything you want to add on that game, man?
Well, I was going to ask one question on this. So this is what, the third year in a row that Lamar Jackson has led his team to the playoffs, had a fantastic regular season. Yes, they did win a playoff game this year for the first time in his career, but then they can't even get to the AFC Championship game, right? So, like, what is it that – is it just the fact that it's the playoffs and they're facing better defenses in the playoffs than what they normally are facing in the regular season? Is it people are scheming – you know, what's going on that in the playoffs he kind of chokes, but in the regular season he's one of the, you know, at least, you know, he's getting wins and he's a very good quarterback.
No, he's not. No, he's not. That's only you think he's a very good quarterback. Don't use them damn adjectives around me.
Not the only
when you talking about Lamar Jackson. I want to hear that bullshit.
The only good quarterback.
Guys, we already talked about this.
You get my.
We already talked about this. NFL is watered down.
Okay.
He's in the worst division in football. He's automatically gonna get damn 4 wins a year. 4 wins a year. Playing against the damn Browns and the Bengals. He automatically. I mean, that's 1 quarter of your season that you gonna get just off the rip. He gonna get 4 wins right there. So the bottom line is your problem that you're talking about is that when they get into the playoffs, oh my God, we actually have some good competition now that we have to play against. And we're not going to be able to play this backyard football bullshit where I can run the read option all day and fool people and all that other, it ain't gonna happen. When you step up the competition and now where you actually have to keep up with the other team's offense and you have to keep up with Patrick Mahomes gonna put up 42 points, you can't put up 42 points doing that stuff that you do. And that stuff that you've been doing all year long that's been earning you wins and everything else. You can't score 42 points in the NFL running the read option. It ain't gonna happen. Ain't gonna happen. So that's why until they fix that, this is gonna happen like this every year. And I said it from the beginning. I said, yep, they got into the playoffs just to lose and go sit their ass down somewhere because ain't no way in the hell you can even get to the Super Bowl playing that kind of football. And it's not going to happen. I don't care what Michael Jackson says. I don't care what damn Pete Rozelle or whoever the hell. I don't care who it is coming from the grave talking. It does not matter. It is not going to happen in today's NFL, period.
So I get everything you just said, okay, and you had to bring in the fact that they do play in the AFC North and they get to play the Bengals twice a year.
What's the question, Travis? What's the question?
Right. So, but you bring up the fact that they don't play any good teams. It's hard for me to say that they
don't
play any good teams when they have a 16 weeks, when they play.
What is the question, Travis? What is the question?
So the question is, they of course do play good teams throughout the season, but yet they're winning in the regular season, but not the playoffs. Is it still just the fact that it's just nerves? It's just the fact that it's the playoffs and it's not working out?
Let's talk about the good teams you're talking about. Let's just run down some of the bad teams in the NFL. Jaguars. I mean, do we have to do this, Travis?
No,
Broncos.
Coach.
Broncos.
Hold on, Coach, real quick.
We don't need to worry about the bad teams.
Hold on. I'll help you out because this is what Coach is talking about. So they played the Browns week 1, Texans week 2.
Oh my God.
The Chiefs week 3, they lost. Washington week 4. The Bengals week 5. The Eagles week 6. The Steelers week 7. Like, this is what Coach is talking about. Like, they're not playing good teams. Like, we just
wait a minute, Jason. Hold up, Jason. Travis, I take back what I said. That sounds like the toughest schedule in the NFL. Jason just read off. I take back what I said, Travis. Oh my God, they play such a tough schedule right there.
Okay,
you gotta damn be kidding me, son.
A tough schedule because I know the Bengals did not play a tough schedule, and they basically had the same.
The Patriots is on this list. The Cowboys on this list. The Jaguars is on this list. The Giants. Yeah, a lot. Yeah. I will say this. I'm not going to chalk it all up to being like they play a bunch of scrubs, and that's why I'm going to say this. I think when you get into the playoffs, from what players have said, it's like the players and everything it levels up. It goes up a level. Okay. The speed, the intensity, the preparation, it goes up a level. I think the kind of player that Lamar Jackson is that the way he plays doesn't have another level. It's kind of almost like the only way he'll get to another level, it's like, to use a basketball analogy, it's like the guy that's a streaky shooter. And he gets that game where he's shooting the lights out. But can he get 3-4 games in a row where he's shooting the lights out? And I think that's the issue with Lamar, is that for him to level up his game, it has to be like an exceptional thing. And he can't do that 2, 3, 4 games in a row that will need to a win. Like, he can't stay in the zone that long. So I think that's what it is.
He can't do it.
Right. That's my perspective on it. I don't know if that makes any sense, but
yep. Absolutely. Okay, so we'll jump off of that. I think we probably spent a little bit too much time talking about the Ravens, but we had a good discussion. Probably the worst game of the week, at least most boring. The Green Bay Packers beat the LA Rams. I don't think anyone is that surprised about that. Did the Packers show you anything that caused you concern heading into an NFC Championship game, Coach?
No, the Packers showed me that when you play at Lambeau Field and it's cold as shit and ain't nobody else used to that but you got a good damn chance of winning. And that's what I saw. I mean, at the end of the day, say what you want to say. Aaron Rodgers, first time getting to play NFC Championship game. Hey, good luck, Tampa Bay. And, I mean, of all teams, a team coming from Tampa, Florida, got to go deal with that. I mean, that alone ought to be worth 7 points. I mean, I don't know about y'all. Dude, I'm telling you, you think it doesn't matter? And oh yeah, they'll have a lot of the Antonio Brown, they'll probably be out there with no sleeves on, trying to pretend like they're not cold. Your ass is cold.
Wait. Antonio Brown is washed. Come on, guys.
Whatever. I'm just telling you this. They'll be out there pretending like they're not cold. They're gonna be cold. Cause they say it's gonna be damn 26 degrees and windy. I mean, it's gonna be cold out there.
Yeah.
And I guarantee them jackasses down there right now, running around playing shirts and skins down there in Tampa. Wait till they get their ass up there in Green Bay and that wind hits them. That's gonna be a big difference for them.
Well, I know for like this segment, we've been more focusing on the losers. So I'll start with the Rams, because the winners we're going to talk about for next week's game anyway, so that's fine. I do want to say I think the Rams are in a weird spot here because the team is good enough to be successful, but not bad enough to, I guess, to keep retooling to get to a better team. And I'm looking around, you see the skill positions. They got the receivers in place. They got the running back in place. We know the quarterback is not in place. Right. But then you flip to the defensive side and you feel like they got all the components there. But then you watch that game, and maybe it was the cold weather, but you watch that game and it looked like nothing could stop what Aaron Rodgers and them wanted to do. And it was kind of one of those things where I said, I was looking at all the people picking the Rams. I was looking at all these people like, oh, the Rams, because they got the number one defense and Aaron Rodgers struggles against the number one defense. And I think I even texted you guys and I was like, they do realize that like LaFleur is a disciple of Kyle Shanahan. Kyle Shanahan with a beat-up 49ers team swept the Rams this year and made them look bad. What the hell you think they're going to do with Aaron Rodgers at quarterback?
And
was like what I said, and that's what it looked like. It looked like, oh, shit, like we got the blueprint. I mean, and Alan Lazard dropped like 2 touchdowns and Scantling dropped the touch. Like, that game could have been like 56-3 if he'd have turned around and they would have caught those passes. So it just looked like that situation that the Rams didn't have any idea how to stop what was going on. And Aaron Rodgers is we talked about being in that zone. And it's about Lamar Jackson elevating this game to get in that zone. If you don't hit Aaron Rodgers early, Aaron Rodgers gets into that zone immediately. And it's going to be a long day for you on defense if you can't get any hands on him early. Because if he gets comfortable back there, he starts playing backyard football with you. And we saw that late in the game where he's flipping tackles and then flinging it 30 yards down the field. Like, he got into a zone. And once Aaron Rodgers in that zone, I don't think there's nobody deadlier on the field. Maybe Mahomes. But outside of him, like Aaron Rodgers, I don't think there's no one more deadly on the field because he can make every throw from every position with no footwork, with flicking of a wrist. So I just, again, I feel like that it got ugly real quick. And I feel like the Rams are in the spot now where they got to either shit or get off the toilet when it's going to be with Jared Goff. You were willing to start 2 games ago a joker that was god awful because you just didn't want to start Jared Goff. Regardless, you want to call it a thumb injury. That was called we don't trust Jared Goff. You was willing to start just a straight slug. So at this point, you need to decide if you don't think Goff's the guy, you got to move on and get moving because you still got a good enough team that you can make one more run at it if you play your cards right. So
real
first
quick.
of all, I've never liked Jared Goff. I've always told y'all I thought he was suspect. I wasn't too crazy about him. And Michael Jackson, I'm gonna talk about your point right here. Too dependent on one guy on defense. Guys, the best way to slow down the defensive line is to throw a few short passes. I think Aaron Rodgers in the beginning was throwing the ball before the line could even get out of their stance. And when you're throwing the ball that quick, you start frustrating those defensive linemen because they're like, damn, we don't even have time to get to him because he's getting rid of the ball so quick. And so it slows them down. So then as they start to slow down, and have a little bit less interest in getting to you, then you start going a little bit deeper and get a little bit deeper and that kind of thing. And not to mention that I thought the Green Bay Packer offensive line had the best game I've seen them play all year. Yeah. I've never seen them guys play that. I've been watching the Packers all year long, and I've never seen them play as good as they played the other day. So, I mean, you take those things and put them together, and that's why you had Aaron Donald out there, 330 pounds, crying like a baby. And I like seeing that, to be honest with you, because it shows that they still care, even at that level. And I don't think you see that enough. I think, a lot of people like, hey, we lost, but all I need is that check. Because I need that playoff check. I need my game check and the playoff check. And I'm going to take these 2 checks and I'm getting ready to go to Acapulco. But to see him actually out there crying like that, I mean, those are real tears.
Yep.
I'm talking about those were serious tears he was crying. And I mean, that's how bad it hurts to lose when you are a true competitor.
Okay, so real quick, yes or no answer on this one, each one of you. If you were the Rams, would you stick with Jared Goff as your starting quarterback? Yes or no?
If I was the who?
The Rams. If you were the Rams, would you stick with Jared Goff?
Oh, the Rams. I thought you said the fans.
If
I was the Rams, hell no. Hell no. If I was the Rams, no, no, no.
Shit. I'm gonna say yes because we've seen him with a dominant run game that he can be successful, which looks like they're building back. But my leash should be real quick. Like I would bring in a guy to compete this offseason. My leash should be real quick with the jumper.
I'm gonna send him to Houston with $10 million and get Deshaun Watson.
And probably you probably have to trade about 2 first-round picks, but it'd probably be worth it, right?
They ain't got it because they gave that away for Ramsey, so they ain't even got the picks.
That's true. Well,
yeah, I do think Aaron Donald did. You could tell the rib injury was affecting him. He didn't look as fluid as he normally did out there. And that could have been because of the cold, or it could have been both. He didn't look as fluid, and it was a lot of times it seemed like they just put one-on-one coverage on him and was able to kind of contain him. So. Yeah, I think that injury did play a lot more into the game than he will probably let on as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Real quick, Purdue beat so congratulations to Purdue. Okay. We will head to that's the Ohio State University everyone likes to talk about.
We know, Travis. Nobody cares.
Nobody cares. So
I care. Dad went to Purdue. Anyway.
I gave him enough credit by putting it on the screen. Can't you just let that live? Like,
yes, I can.
Live, man.
Okay, so we have the AFC and the NFC championship game coming up. Okay. We will do what we've done every game for the playoffs, right? Except Jason, do you want to ask the question?
No, I'll let you ask. I'll take a team this week.
Okay. So we'll start with the AFC. How about that? Jason,
all right.
You are the Buffalo Bills.
Okay.
And coach, of course, you are the Kansas City Chiefs. Jason, what is your game plan? And we're going to assume that Patrick Mahomes plays, okay? Well, let's assume Patrick Mahomes plays. What is your game plan if you are the Buffalo Bills to win this game?
So, offensively, I don't think Kansas City's defense can stop me. My only concern would be how can we give looks to the Honey Badger that can kind of get him off cue and off key, and also worrying about Chris Jones. So, those are the 2 things I'm looking at on my game plan. So, I need to do some misdirection to get both of those guys off key. That can help us get to different spots on the field. I want to get Stephon Diggs going early. I want to get the ball in his hands as soon as possible, get plays made on him. One, it is going to make Josh Allen feel comfortable, but then also Diggs, if he's in tune in the game, I think right now we can make arguments that Diggs is probably an elite receiver. If he gets going, it's going to be hard to stop him and shut him down. I also want to look at a point is like Buffalo's run game is terrible, but you still got to actually give the threat up. So I'm gonna do things to stimulate my run game. I'm not gonna do regular handoffs. I'm gonna spread people out, maybe do some RPOs, some things that gives my running backs opportunities to get holes. So if Kansas City starts sleeping and not respecting the run, we do an RPO and we pop it and let them go up the gut. So I want to make sure this game plan is going to be very, very easy to digest for Josh Allen. But I want to make sure that he understands that at a certain point in this game, you're going to have to make about 3 throws this game that's going to help us win it. And you got to be ready. We're going to have our best 3 plays late in that game that's going to help us win this game. Defensively for them, if you are the Buffalo Bills, all I'm doing is hands drills. Hands and tackling drills all day because Mahomes is going to give you at least 1 or 2 chances a game to pick off the ball. And if you drop those chances, that's what it is going to be what it is. Usually those drop chances turn into touchdowns. So I'm doing hands with my team all week. Like, no, we got to make sure, almost like the Brett Favre rule. Brett going to give you 2 or 3 in the bread basket every game. You just got to catch them. And because, I mean, there's no way to stop that offense. Only thing you can do is probably get some turnovers on them and hope that you can score and your offense can score on them. So, I mean, it ain't a great look for them, but that's the closest we're going to get.
Are you gonna are you blitzing Mahomes, significantly throughout the game? Or are you kind of maybe rushing 3 or 4 and keeping everyone else?
We got to see how the game plays out. If I can get to him before, no. But if I can't get to him before, and I'm not going to send up the middle blitzes. I'm sending slot receiver blitzes. I'm sending stuff from the corners. I want him to have to look on his outsides and make decisions about getting hit by a guy that's running a 4-3 versus somebody coming right up in his face where he can throw to the outsides or make moves. So, again, like I said, I wish you would have gave me the Chiefs and gave Coach the Bills because that's the harder matchup. But go ahead.
Coach, wake up. You
Yes,
get the Chiefs.
I don't have a whole lot to say. I'm going to be the Chiefs. I'm going to be the Chiefs. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be the Chiefs. I'm going to say, hey, it's time to go out here and beat somebody's brains out again. That's what I'm going to do. I mean, at the end of the day, first of all, Patrick Mahomes will play. Make no mistake about that. They already said he's going to practice tomorrow. If he practices tomorrow, he's going to play. Trust me, they'll take that out. Now, don't have any doubt about that. And if Patrick Mahomes plays, all we got to go out there and do what we do. It's that simple now. I will say this. The one thing I would do is try to run the ball a little bit more. Try to take a little bit of load off of him since he is hurt like he is. Don't call any dumbass option plays like they called the other day. Got the best damn quarterback in the game, and you have to run damn option. Got to run. What is that all about? You got to be like he's Lamar Jackson or somebody. I mean, it's stupid. But all they got to do is just go out there and play. Because at the end of the day, we're going to do what we do. We're going to make sure we score 42. And then y'all go out there and play with our defense and do whatever y'all do. Whatever our defense they let y'all have, we're gonna be a little bit more than that. I mean, that's it. That's their formula. It's been working for 2 years. I mean, for 2 years, it's been the same thing. So all they got to do is just go out there and play. They got too many weapons. You got Kelsey. You got the little midget out there, number 10, running around like crazy. I mean, dude, go out there and handle your business and let's go to the Super Bowl. And that's my pick. I know you get ready to ask Kansas City in a mollywop. It's going to be a mollywop.
Actually, I was going to ask after the NFC game, get them both at the same time. But since you already said you're going Kansas City, Jay, who are you picking?
I'm going to go Bills Mafia, man.
Okay.
I'm going to do one of the anti-coach statements here. I just feel like Buffalo's a team of destiny.
Oh, my God.
Okay, well,
what I said about Team Destiny.
I know.
There's no way in the hell we supposed to win.
Well, I will go with Kansas City. So, although I do think it will be a close game, I will go Kansas City. Okay, NFC. Coach, I'll give you Tampa Bay, and Jay, I'll give you the Green Bay Packers. How about that?
Right.
Coach, what is your if you're Tampa Bay, what is your game plan to slow down? Because you're not going to stop Aaron Rodgers, but to slow down Aaron Rodgers and that high potent offense, especially at Lambeau Field. What's your game plan?
Like you said, my plan for my defense is to have my offense keep them off the field, because it's going to be tough. I mean, at the end of the day, they played pretty good ball control the other day. You had Leonard Fournette running the ball decently. I don't know if he was somewhere probably around 100 yards maybe for the game. I'm not sure. But I just need him to get over 100 yards. I need to give him enough carries to be able to let him get over 100 yards, slow the game down so that we can limit the amount of times that Green Bay has the ball, because also they're at home. And as most teams are, we're a little bit more excited when our offense is out there than when our defense is out there. And I think that kind of gives them energy and fuels them when that happens. So we got to go out there and beat up on their defense a little bit, try to score with long drives, keep our short passing game going, use Gronkowski, not necessarily running down the field and all that other stuff, but just on the dink and the donks and the short passing game. Use Chris Godwin, use all your weapons out there. Then, of course, when they start sleeping on that and trying to crowd that, hit Antonio Brown down the field on the long pass. But It's not going to be taking all these long shots. It should be the shorter passing game, ball possession. Let's keep the football as long as we can type of drives. And I think that fits more into what Brady likes to do anyway. So get away from that Andy Reid. We got to throw these damn vertical all the time down the field type of stuff. Defensively, it's like you said, it's going to be hard to hold. So defensively, all we got to do is get out there, try to put a little bit of pressure on Aaron Rodgers, because if you don't, he's going to eat you alive. And when I notice when you do put some pressure on him, get him some hurries, get a couple knockdowns on him and all that, he kind of starts to nut up a little bit. And I think that bothers him when you get after him. So hopefully if we can do that, we can be in the game a whole lot longer with a chance to win in the fourth quarter, which is all you can ask for. Lambeau Field, Green Bay Packers, Aaron Rodgers.
Okay, real quick, Jay, Bucks had 127 yards rushing last game. So there you go. Just a decent amount over 100. Jason, you are the Green Bay Packers.
Yes, I think, Coach kind of hit it because I was going to say the opposite of what he said. So I'm going to try to make a more of a eloquent way to say the opposite thing. I think the first thing you got to do is you can't play from behind if you're the Packers. Now, I know we love Aaron Rodgers here, but Aaron Rodgers has a bad record when he plays from behind. He isn't a great play from behind quarterback. I think a lot of it is because usually if he's playing from behind, that means somebody's already put their hands on him and he's starting to nut up. So that's the first thing is I'm a coach. I'm thinking, my first 15 scripted plays or whatever I'm going to do, they got to be great because I got to get him in a rhythm early. And once I get him into that rhythm, and I'm fine if I'm the Green Bay Packers getting into a shootout, but I want to make sure that if I'm going to be in this shootout, I'm going to have the best gun. I'm going to have, the Samurai 7 and all them jokers. I'm going to make sure I got all the best guns ready for me. So get Aaron Rodgers in the flavor early. One of the ways to get him into that zone early is actually getting the run game started. If you get the run game running for him, get Aaron Jones running downhill, get some play action going to him, get some good looks and open looks, make it easy for Aaron early on. So that once the game tenses up, you hope that way he's relaxed. And that means he'll start making plays that are off script, that's what we're going to need to win. So I'm going to look at early the first quarter and a half, I'm going to be looking at the run game as we got to get that going. That's going to be my primary focus because Aaron's going to be Aaron if I can keep him in this game. But my run game may suffer if I go completely relying on Aaron, and that's when we get into trouble. We have to rely on everything from Aaron. So get him going, get that run game going early, and try to keep Tampa Bay honest because we know Tampa Bay's defense will let down with that pressure. Also, I'm hoping that as that night goes on and the colder that day gets, Tampa Bay, they don't want to play no more because we've been running on them early. They don't want that kind of, that kind of smoke. Defensively on this one, I think you got to play into Brady in them hands. I like what Coach said, don't keep going deep, dink and dunk. I want the dink and dunk if I'm Green Bay. I want to keep everything in front of me because I feel like now if I keep everything in front of me, Brady ain't no threat really to run the ball. I can probably protect the run game better if I'm not worrying about overtops. And so I want to keep everything in front of me and then just try to make stops. Let Brady get his 7-play drive, but it ends in 3 points. Or let him get his 8-play drive, but it ends in a punt. Take the time, but make sure you limit the touchdowns. That's the biggest thing. Limit his touchdowns because I feel comfortable that my guy can score touchdowns. So I'm not worried about shutting down their offense. I just want to make sure they have long drives that end up with almost nothing. And that would be my strategy there because I think once you start getting into blitzing Brady or trying to get exotic on Brady, Brady eats you up. Just keep it in front of you guys. Keep it in front of you. Don't let the big plays happen and then see if eventually their receivers nut up because they're not used to being here before. Those running backs may fumble because they're not used to this code and being here before. Because we know Brady going to be cool. But we want to get the rest of these guys in this pressure cooker and go, all right, what you going to do now? You ain't used to the NFC Championship. 2 minutes left. You got to make a play, and I'm not letting you go over top of me. You got to do something where it's not Brady the one that's actually making all the plays for him. So that would be my thought process, but I think it's going to be a hell of a game. I know you actually were going to pick, so I'm going to jump out. I'm going to pick the Packers, man. As much as it hurts my feelings, I'm going to take the Packers because, I hate Aaron Rodgers.
Well, if I believed in bullshit like Team of Destiny, I would say it would be Tampa Bay with Tom Brady and, all that old bullshit talk before the season about, who's it going to benefit or who's going to miss who more and all that shit between him and Bill Belichick, that would be my team of destiny. But I don't think it's gonna happen. I think it's gonna be maybe about 10 points. I think the Packers gonna win by about 10 points. I think that the cold is gonna be a factor. Old suck up or whoever it is that kicks the ball for Tampa might not have his stuff together. What's his name?
University of South Carolina ex-kicker Ryan Suckup.
Yeah, he gonna suck this week. Yeah, I don't know about the up, but he gonna suck. So like I said, I'm looking for. I'm gonna say Green Bay by about 10.
Okay.
Oh, and I agree with you, Kevin. Like Green Bay, I mean, Tom Brady is a great cold war. That's what I said. I want the other guys. Like, don't bail Tom Brady out with cheap, easy touchdowns. Make these other guys have to score these touchdowns. Make them have to grab slant and break 2-3 tackle. Like, make them have to work for their stuff because at the end of the day, if you give Brady dink and dump, eventually he's gonna try to go over top. And if he gets you over top, that's easy. That's easy for both sides. I want them other guys to be.
My brother said Tom Brady is the best cold weather quarterback in the game, even if he has to go to Lambeau. Well, the bottom line is this. He still got to have somebody to throw it to. Them other jokes going to be running around with their hands in their pants trying to stay warm.
Okay, well, I am going to go with I'm going to go with the upset. I will go with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I just have.
That's how you know good and damn well they're going to lose right there. And Travis
going to lose. A feeling. Also,
I know right now.
Hold on.
The whole city of Tampa just said, "Oh shit."
One other thing that I think is just a little convenient. And does anyone know where the Super Bowl is being played this year?
Anybody know what?
The Super Bowl.
What about?
Yeah, I know it's in Tampa. No team has ever done it, Travis. So it's not Tampa. It happens every year. No team has done it. Actually, that was me and Coach's argument because nobody's ever done it.
Right.
Would you think the NFL just set it up so Tom Brady can play this
I'm not
Super Bowl?
saying
What are you talking about,
I'm not saying the NFL set this up. I am not.
So what are you thinking?
Yeah, what are you saying?
I'm going with Tampa Bay. I just got a feeling that they got Tom Brady. Tom Brady tends to have a lot of things.
Well, Travis, you got a feeling because your ass believes in fairy tale. We know that because we hear that every year when you say, "Oh, the Bengals, this our year. This gonna be our year this year." We hear that shit every year from you. So now when you say this about damn Tampa Bay and Tom Brady, I mean it's a damn fairy tale. I try not to go off on your ass, Travis, but goddamn, you do this shit every week over some bullshit. You gotta be kidding me.
Well, I'm going Tampa Bay.
Okay, because Travis thinks it's a team of destiny.
Yep.
Just happened to be Super Bowl, happened to be in Tampa, so it's a team of destiny. Yep.
They're gonna play.
Team of destiny means ain't no way in the hell you gonna win this damn game.
Look, I mean, if you want to accent a career or accent a "I'm the greatest of all time" argument, yes, being the first team to go to a Super Bowl in your home city, and then if he fucks around and wins it, like it pretty much, I mean, that puts the tie with the bow, ship delivered. Like, yeah, I mean, yeah.
My brother said it's gonna be Tampa Bay versus Buffalo. His ass missed on both of them.
Yeah, we'll see. Real quick, Coach, you want to hit on what's going on in Tennessee?
Yeah, we can talk about it a little bit. Y'all heard, of course, that the head coach been fired up there with about I think they said there's a total of 9 people who got their walking papers up there. 2 of them are assistant coaches for violations. And if you watch the video that I watched online today from the chancellor, who's a lady, and the athletic director, Philip Fulmer, his fat ass gonna retire. But in any event, they said that it's all kind of violations. That she said it was just overwhelming the number of violations that and I heard in the coaches chat for North Gwinnett today, one of the violations included that some of the recruits or the players or something were getting money in a McDonald's bag. Like that's how the coaches were giving the players money, were putting it in a McDonald's bag. Now, why they chose a McDonald's bag, I don't know. And if I'm McDonald's, I'm suing the hell out of University of Tennessee for defaming my name. Like I'm involved with some scandal. You got to put it in my bag. Don't put it in my bag. But anyway,
Burger
it's
King.
just a lot that's going on. And so now the athletic director's already said he's going to step down. He said the reason is because he believes the new athletic director, new coach, should be there for the next 10 years. And he's 70 years old. And ain't no way in the hell he's going to be there for another 10 years. So he's going to go ahead and step down now so they can get the athletic director and the coach in there at the same time. So I watched all this online earlier. Some folks in the Vanderbilt chat were sending it out. So I had a few minutes to absolutely gag myself on. So I watched some University of Tennessee stuff.
Yeah, level 1 and level 2 NCAA violation. I didn't hear about the bag. I just heard level 1 and level 2. So but that's still some serious infractions if true, right? So it'll be interesting to see what happens with Tennessee.
Well, let me tell you something. When they're already firing people, it's probably true.
I'm just covering our bases, right? We can't say for sure because we don't know.
Put that work.
I know, but I'm just saying, have you ever seen somebody get fired and then they come back and say, "Oh, you know what? None of that stuff was true." No. You don't ever see that.
Hey, give me my double cheeseburger and give me a side of that cash. And you better pass it on.
No, Jason. Give me that cheeseburger with some extra cheese.
Like to place a special order.
That's the way they wanted that thing. Let me get some extra cheese.
That's some Uber Eats for your ass right there, boy. God damn, tennis. How you doing unless you still getting your ass beat every year?
Exactly. And I know South Carolina hasn't been good, but Tennessee hasn't been good either. So at least we're not paying people. We just suck anyway.
Well, I can tell you right now, it's going to be some changes up in Knoxville. And I'm glad to see that. Look, I don't like that I don't like any of this stuff. I'm just going to be honest with you. Now, I did hear some interesting names, and I hope Jerry's still out there listening, because I heard Tom Herman is one of the leading candidates to be the coach, and we're praying for that. We're praying for that at Vanderbilt. I can tell you that right now, that they get Tom Herman. That would be wonderful for us. Bring on Tom. I think the Vanderbilt is going to send a bouquet of flowers to his house, an orange bouquet, so that to welcome him and hope he'll come. We pray, Lord, please give us Tom Herman. I mean, we're gonna have a seance, all the Vanderbilt people tonight, right after the show. I'm just gonna leave this thing running, and all the Vanderbilt people gonna come on here together. Lord, please give us Tom Herman in Knoxville. You gotta be kidding me. That joke been down in Texas for what, 3 years? And already out there? And now you're gonna bring him to Tennessee? Man, you gotta be kidding me.
Jesus Christ. Well, shout out to the New York Jets hiring the first Muslim head coach in the NFL.
Yep.
Really?
For the 49ers.
Yep.
Yeah, defensive coordinator for the Niners. He's the new head coach for the New York Jets.
Yep.
Wow.
Robert Saleh, whatever his name is. Good defensive coordinator, so shout out to that. Urban Meyer seems to be coming back into the game.
Yep.
For Jacksonville. I mean,
I'm glad to see that. I like that. I think that's a good hire.
Urban
Meyer for that gig. I mean,
Kevin Mitchell, Vanderbilt already has their coach. They got Clark Lee, and I lobbied for him to be the new head coach up there. He's the defensive coordinator at Notre Dame, and now he is the head coach at Vanderbilt. I've known Coach Lee for a number of years when he was coming down here to recruit and whatnot. So they've already got their coach. I don't know where you been. That was like a month ago. He already got his whole staff just about picked out.
Yeah, but let's come on, Coach. It's not like the Vanderbilt head coaching job made a lot of news. So.
Oh damn!
I know you're not talking. I know you're not talking. I know one thing. South Carolina's had more coaches in the last 5 or 6 years than damn Vanderbilt has. Cause at least they stuck with Derek Mason. Y'all done had about 8 coaches in 8 years. So I know you ain't talking about nothing.
I'm not gonna go 8-8, but I hear what you're saying.
Michael Jackson. That's what we agree. I felt the same way when I saw Mike at the job. I was like, "Oh, that joke ain't gonna make it to year 3."
That's what I thought.
He probably won't. But I mean, the bottom line is, like I said, I bet you they'll be better than they were under these last couple coaches they had. They'll be
I don't
good.
know. They
And
offered
he'll groom somebody to take over when he has his next dizzy spell or whatever's gonna happen to him down there.
No, because they hired with Trent Blakey as their GM. That dude is terrible. He's the old 49ers GM.
Oh no.
So yeah,
well, you know, me and the 49ers ain't seeing eye to eye these days. I'm gonna have to find me a new team.
He's the one that dropped off the Super Bowl team to what it was before, to what it is now. Like, he lost all that talent. So Trent Blakey ain't gonna help Urban Meyer none. So if Urban Meyer gonna do it, it's gonna be just coaching alone.
Okay.
I can't jump on a bandwagon. I don't want to go get the Chiefs for my new team. I can't do that. I got to dig down deep and get me somebody like, you know, I don't know. It depends on who they bring in the quarterback for the Saints. I might pick up the Saints as my new team. It's too much going on right now for me to pick a new team. I'm gonna have to stick with the 49ers for the moment. But I don't think I can stay with the Niners anymore. They ain't even fun to watch anymore. Ain't even fun to watch.
Okay. Well, real quick, speaking of maybe not a new team, but one of our old favorites, the Atlanta Falcons did announce their head football coach officially and their new GM. Arthur Smith is the new head football coach for the Atlanta Falcons.
Who knows who Arthur Smith is? Anybody know who Arthur Smith is? Yeah, that's just because you read the paper every day, Travis. Shit, everybody, don't nobody else know who it is. I heard a rumor that
former Tennessee Titans offensive coordinator.
The only reason he got the job was because Arthur Blank said that he thought he read a rule that you had to hire somebody that had the first name, same first name that you had. That's what I heard.
Well, I'm gonna throw the guy some cape. I mean, he did make Tannehill into a serviceable quarterback, so look, I'll give him at least that credit.
So he for anyone that doesn't know, former of course offensive coordinator for Tennessee. He was there for like the last 3 seasons before he had moved up. He's been with the Tennessee Titans organization for 20 years. Started off as basically not a grad assistant, but scout assistant, something like that, and then just kind of worked his way up to Tennessee Titans.
He ain't nobody.
But
he definitely have Derrick Henry down there run the ball. Bet you that.
So
it's easy to be an offensive coordinator when you got Derrick Henry running the ball. All you got to do is turn around, hand it to him, and get 15 yards. That's all the offensive coordinator say. Hey man, turn around, pitch that ball to that big monster back there, and then when he gets tackled, do it again. That's what we're gonna do.
We know one person they're not going to pitch the ball to every play, and that's Todd Gurley. So we'll see what happens with the Falcons.
Yeah, exactly. His ass won't make it to training camp. I guarantee they will get rid of Gurley before training camp.
Okay. I just didn't know. I just wanted to make sure we got that in there. I wanted to see if you guys had seen that. So
I didn't know that. Thank you for enlightening me, Travis. Now I see why I didn't know that, because Jesus Christ, Atlanta.
Yeah, man, nobody care about that.
Hopefully it works out for him. Our show is a lot more entertaining when Atlanta wins, so hopefully it works out.
There we go. Well, I got nothing.
It ain't gonna work out.
I got nothing.
All right, folks, we about to wrap this thing up. We got to get out of here. Everybody tune into the games this week, and keep your eye on Tennessee. I think they'll get a quick hire. It's just bad timing right now because National Signing Day is about 2 weeks away, and so it's real bad timing for them. Because all those who were going there because of Coach Pruitt and because they thought they were going to get that cheddar, you ain't going to get that cheddar now.
A cheeseburger with extra cheese?
That's what I'm trying to tell you. So look for a lot of folks to be decommitting from Tennessee and going somewhere else.
They already have had multiple decommits in the last 24 hours already. Yep.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy for the next couple weeks. And we'll talk more about high school and National Signing Day next week on the show. I know we got a lot of parents on here with a lot of kids that are going places. Let me say hello to Miss Hood. Hi, Nettie. I know you came late, babe, but that's all right. And Kevin Mitchell, everybody knows who Clark Lee is but you. He's a damn defensive coordinator of Notre Dame. They were damn one of the top 4 teams in the damn country. And you sitting there talking about you don't know who Clark Lee is. That's because your ass either smoking weed or drinking or probably both while you watching the damn games. That's why. What else you got? That's what I thought. All right, folks, we got to get out of here. We'll see y'all next week. Good night, Miss Francis.
Straight from the hip.
See